It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Hey there, welcome to You Don't Know Jack. I'm Schmitty, and this is the best thing you could think of to do by yourself. You gotta try using a little imagination, okay? Listen, since it's just the two of us, would you mind scratching my back? I got a spot right in the middle I can't... You don't care.
One.
This category is The Poet's Guide to International Relations. You get this one right, you get 3,000 greenbacks. So, y'all excited about the Canada episode? I know I am. You do realize Canada exists, right? Yeah, for real. Why, heck, some might even say they're our neighbors. Which brings me to this point. If the United States and Canada were to follow Robert Frost's poetic advice about what makes good neighbors, what will they do? Swing from birch trees together, build a fence along the border together, walk miles before sleeping together, or take the road not taken together? Oh gosh darn it. So you don't lose any sleep over it. As Robert Frost reminds us, over and over, in his poem The Mending Wall, good fences make good neighbors. He also claimed trespassers will be shot on sight. But, you know, he rhymed it with something.
Two.
The category's gonna be, I'm Horton for you. I got $2,000, says you don't know this one. Okay, when you were a little kid, you probably read Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who, right? You probably also pooped your pants a lot, but that's not important. Imagine an adorable children's book entitled Tim Horton Hears a Who. What would it most likely be about? A cozy ice skater and itty-bitty seals, a comfy comedian and small children, a cuddly hockey player and tiny donuts, or a cushy game show host and the wee folk. Tim Horton was a Canadian hockey player who opened a chain of baked goods stores bearing his name. I guess Tim Horton's green eggs and Hammerama didn't fare quite as well.
Three.
I'm calling this one two-bedroom igloo, heat not included. $1,000 if you get it. Here's the question. Considering the location of about 80% of the homes in Canada, what would a real estate agent most likely say to a prospective buyer? Feel the cool mist of Niagara Falls. Short drive to Arctic sledding. Within 100 miles of lovely United States. Or enjoy sunsets on the Hudson Bay. You might want to get started building those fences because 80% of all Canadians live within 100 miles of the U.S. border. That's so all the teenagers can cross the border and escape Canada's unfairly low drinking age. Poor kids. Can you imagine the peer pressure?
Four.
This one's called I'm Having a Girl Power Outage. You're looking at $3,000 on this one. Hey, this is pretty exciting. I don't know if you know this, but in Canada, they have something called Victoria Day. I'm sorry. Rock and roll, baby. Victoria Day. Imagine Canada wants to hip up Victoria Day by renaming it after one of the Spice Girls. Okay. If they choose the Spice Girl whose real name is Victoria, what would the day be called? Ginger Spice Day, Scary Spice Day, Baby Spice Day, or Posh Spice Day? Posh Spice to the layman, Mrs. Victoria Beckham if you're nasty. So, on Victoria Day, any child not wearing stiletto heels and a mini dress will be sent home from school. Oh, it's that time again. Get ready for a dis or dat. The category for this dis or dat is Outta Canada. All right, I'm going to read off 7 different things, and for each one, I'd like you to tell me if it's a city in Canada or a medical condition. As you see each one, if it's a city in Canada, press the square button. If it's a medical condition, press the circle button. And hit the triangle to skip the ones you're having trouble with. For each correct answer, you're going to get $1,000. And I'll take away $1,000 for every wrong answer or for those that you didn't get to. All right, I'm putting 30 seconds on the clock, and we're off. Liverpool, Canadian city or medical condition? Restless leg. Moose jaw. Pigeon toe. Medicine hat. Foot drop. That's one. Salmon arm. That's the way you do it. Take some of this. Well, now that don't suck. Do it. Let's move on.
6.
Coming at you. Don't give Eskimo kisses to brown nosers. We're playing for $3,000 this time. Okay, you've heard of Eskimo pies, right? If the ingredients of an Eskimo pie were inspired by the meaning of the word Eskimo, what tasty treat would you find under the chocolatey goodness? Seal fur, herring, ugh. Raw meat, or snow? Eskimos were called eaters of raw meat by other tribes. Just go easy on that stuff, will you? Too much raw meat is believed to cause severe cases of restless leg and foot drop.
7.
Up next, Mother Pucker. And this one's going to be worth $2,000. All right, give me your best shot. If a hockey team from the capital of the Northwest Territories defeats a team from the capital of the Yukon Territory, what would the newspaper headline say? Great Bear mauls Prince George, Hosers douse Canucks, Regina slaps Victoria, or Yellowknife kills Whitehorse. Yellowknife is the capital of the Northwest Territories, and guess what? Whitehorse is the capital of the Yukon Territory.
Eight.
Here's a little something I call my quarter punched your quarter right in the nose. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. Get ready for this analogy, eh? United States quarter is to George Washington's profile as Canadian quarter is to, what do you say, Prince Charles' profile, a lumberjack's profile, a caribou's profile, or Alan Thicke's profile? When Canadians call heads, they're referring to the head of a caribou. Oh, but not just any caribou. Oh, no. To be sure, they're referring to the very founding caribou who united that country in 1841 and herded that great nation to independence in 1867. Ah, the wonderful and often inspiring caribou.
9.
The category is, he takes those face-offs literally. And this one's going to be worth $3,000. Put it in gear, because here we go. Imagine Jason from the Friday the 13th movies joins the National Hockey League. Given the penalties in the NHL, for which of the following will he not be penalized? Spearing, hacking, hooking, or slashing? Well, the first step is admitting you have a problem. Why didn't you pick this one? Spearing, hooking, and slashing are all penalties in the NHL. Did I say hacking? No, I didn't.
And in hockey news, the commissioner's office has handed down another $3,000 in fines on Montreal's new goalie for hacking up fornicating teenagers.
10.
This category is McComedy in McCanada. You get it right, I'm giving you $1,000. See if you can wrap your skull around this. Which of these guys is not on The Kids in the Hall? Bruce McCulloch, Kevin McDonald, Mark McKinney, or Michael McKean? Hope you didn't spend that money already. What do you say we check out the right answer? Michael McKean. He's the blonde guy from Lenny and Squiggy and Spinal Tap. SNL for a while. Not Kids in the Hall, though. Now, Bruce McCulloch is the Canadian guy with the dark brown hair who does all the female characters. Kevin McDonald is the Canadian guy with the dark brown hair who does all the female characters. And Mark McKinney is the Canadian guy with the dark brown hair who does the female character with the beak. See, that's the thing, huh? Well, what do you know about that? It's a coinkydink. Okay, let me tell you what's going on with this game. I'm going to give you a set of pairs that are somehow related, and I'm going to give you a bunch of items that may or may not connect the two. Buzz in to choose the item you think correctly joins the two. You're getting $1,000 if you're right, but just don't be slapping that buzzer all willy-nilly. Every mistake is going to cost you $1,000. When this is all over, I'm going to give you one final shot at winning some bonus cash. Let's just say you should pay close attention to all the correct answers. The category for this coinkydink is the 52nd state. Okay, hold on to something, because we're doing it. Openly gay and 3 strikes in baseball. What's the link between these two? talk non-stop, and Little Teapot has one. Mrs. Blankfire and Beyond a Shadow of a Blank. Stain Remover and Yell. To Kill a Mockingbird Girl and Girl Blank Cookies. All Blank Eve and Blank Face. To Grow and Alfalfa Blanks. Okay, let's get that bonus going. What do all the correct answers have in common? Are they all words Canadians mispronounce? It's all yours. Well, who about that, eh? You got them all. Now see if you can get that bonus. Player one, you're a winner all around. How about that? Let's get out of here.
12.
The category's gonna be Can't See the Forest for the Price Tags. And this one's worth $3,000. Heads up, here it comes. Instead of leaves, what would you see on the branches of trees grown from the nationwide Canadian chain store, Roots? Books, clothing, hair care products, or coffee? Roots is a trendy Canadian clothing store, which answers the age-old question, if a tree falls in the forest, will anybody be wearing a tweed hunting jacket?
13.
I'm calling this one, Canadians can be sexy too. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. Let's see how you handle this one. Say the CBC capitalizes on the Baywatch phenomenon with a show called Bay Street. Which slow-motion scene might Canadian viewers see during the opening credits? Farmers running around in skimpy overalls, investors running around in skimpy suits, judges running around in skimpy robes, or soldiers running around in skimpy fatigues. Bay Street is Canada's financial center. And with sexy investors running around in slow motion, you'll find a lot more than just stocks on the rise.
14.
This one's called Canuckz N the Hood, and this one's worth $1,000. Flex those fingers, here it comes. Imagine gangsta rappers N.W.A. had released an album titled Straight Outta Canada. What would have been a more appropriate title for the police? The National Brigade Police? The Provincial Gendarmerie Police? The Queen's Imperial Standing Police? Or the Royal Canadian Mounted Police? Word up, mother... Canada's Mounties are called the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Of course, this question is all in good fun, and we'd never suggest that anybody actually mount a Mountie.
Welcome to the Jack Attack. When you see two words on the screen that match, hit your buzzer. If you're right, I'll give you $2,000. If you're wrong, you're going down 2,000. But don't forget, remember the clue. Not any old word's gonna do it. It's gotta be a match that fits this clue.
How much for that Canadian in the window? And I mean that in American dollars, okay? Have fun. Nicely done, huh? Let's see what you did to your score. That's it. Way to go, my friend. Like I always say, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose as long as you get to play with yourself. Now turn off the freaking PlayStation and write this down somewhere.
You don't know Jack!
Welcome to the high scoreboard. Enter your name, please. Please hurry, or I will be forced to help you. Fine, I understand Dinnerly is a particularly offensive name. You will have to inform me if you would like to play
introduces
again.
the Giganto, the ultimate sports utility vehicle.
Man, this is one smooth ride. I can drive over potholes, railroad tracks, foreign compact cars, homeless people sleeping on the street, and I don't even feel a thing. Not even remorse.
The new GMFC Giganto makes defensive driving a thing of the past.
I used to be more cautious when I took my kids to soccer practice, but since I drive the GMFC Giganto, I'm not so worried about paying attention when I drive. I can put on my lipstick, call the girls in my book club, catch a nap.
Safety of Giganto drivers is GMFC's #1 concern.
This car is safe for me and my family. I mean, it's one giant mother freaking car.
With the added height of the GMFC Giganto, it's almost impossible to see the car surrounding you. Kind of makes you feel like you're the only one on the road, you know?
Think you can't afford to drive the GMFC Giganto? You can't afford not to. It's one giant mother freaking car.
This week on The Bachelor Chefs, the theme is macaroni and cheese.
Ah, I see the Bachelor Chef is preparing his macaroni and cheese using a zesty white cheddar mix.
Yes, and what's this? He only uses half the recommended amount of milk?
Fascinating.
The challenger is seasoning his macaroni and cheese with pepper and a dash of leftover Tabasco sauce.
The smell is extraordinary.
Who will win this battle?
The Bachelor Chef's macaroni and cheese did not boil too long. It is not mushy.
The dish is creamy, but not too rich, or a buttery goop. The challenger's macaroni and cheese, it is a bit runny, perhaps too much milk.
Yes, he should have allowed it to sit for a few minutes.
Next time on The Bachelor Chefs.
Do you like steak?
Mm-hmm.
Do you fancy yourself a conquistador?
See.
Then come on down to Uncharted Steaks, the restaurant for today's modern explorer. We take only the finest steaks and hide them in the restaurant. It's your job to find these steaks and claim them in the name of taste. But beware, many dangers await you on your mission.
I took a blow dart in the neck, but it was worth it for that juicy steak.
An ornery king beheaded my husband, but hey, what a steak.
My daughter was eaten by a lion. I gotta tell you, that was a great steak.
So come on down to Uncharted Steaks and claim some steak in El Nombre de Gusto.
Hi, I'm Patrick L. Bender, children's attorney at law. Do the other kids hate you? Do they pick you last in gym? Do they call you fatty, hamburger patty? Let's be honest, kids can be cruel. But thanks to new legal loopholes, you don't have to take it anymore. Just listen to one of my clients.
Yeah, G wanted to trade her bologna for my tuna, so I sued her good.
I'll help you stand up for your rights with teachers, too.
Mrs. Green was always calling on me in class, and I took her to court, and she was crying, and now she doesn't come to school anymore.
Call me, Patrick L. Bender, at 555-KIDS for a free estimate. That's 555-KIDS. Remember, even though you can't spell litigious, you can still take the law into your own grubby little hands.